Got any good comments in here, Jordan, that we can highlight? Some.
Well, there was some back and forth. I was looking in on the chat. There was a lot of back and forth about DJ.
Yeah, yeah,
There
I saw a
was
lot of that. What's everybody saying about DJ? What do they think about
well,
DJ? They're
there's some
saying
that are completely out on
bench DJ. He's
yeah,
out.
and then some that are defending him. I'm somewhere in between. I'm not. I
Yeah, I'm in the.
because
Yeah,
there's
they
just a lot
see.
of things that aren't optimal right now in this Clemson offense. Beyond just the
Yeah,
quarterback, and I have my beef with Brandon Streeter with some of some of the things he's done this season, just play calling wise. But I have beef with some of the position coaches. So
yeah,
there's a lot that we wish was a lot better and was better in the past that seemed to have
yeah,
declined in recent years.
and I
But
think I think this is the thing with DJ is he hasn't had the most optimal, as you say, situation around him, whether that be receivers who are underperforming because they are, coaching staff that's underperforming because they are. Offensive line last year was absolutely terrible. Um, there's been a lot. Yes, DJ has underperformed as well. But the one thing that I will say for DJ is he owns it every single time. Um, and I do think that he went this offseason and tried to get better. I don't think he's definitely not the caliber of quarterback that Clemson's used to. That's very evident. Everyone can see that. But at the same time, he's our guy for this season, and that's not going to change. So, all the fantasies of, Cade kind of coming in and taking the reins, that's not happening this season. Maybe next season, we'll see what DJ does, whether he, decides to enter his name into the draft, because I do think DJ would be drafted if he goes into the NFL draft. Obviously, he's not,
somewhere,
I'm not saying he's a first round pick at all. Okay,
yeah,
let's not get it twisted. But I do think if DJ went into the draft, he's going to be drafted
someone
somewhere.
would take a chance on,
Somebody's
and
going to
just
take a chance on because not his size, his arm strength. Some NFL GM will take a chance on DJ and say, "Hey, we can get this dude right. This dude has the talent to be an NFL quarterback because he does."
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think if he chose to enter the NFL draft, he'll definitely be drafted. It won't be high, but he'll get drafted. Um, or if he chooses to stay at Clemson, we'll see what happens with that in the offseason. I don't see him transferring anywhere. I think he'll either go to the draft or he'll stay at Clemson. What do you think he'll do after this season?
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to say. DJ doesn't seem like the guy. It seemed like he would necessarily transfer. I don't know. Obviously I don't know him personally, and I don't know what's
Yeah, I
going on
don't.
in his head. But um, I don't know. I do think part of me thinks this is his last year, just because there's just a lot. Um, there's just a lot at play.
Yeah,
I I kind of lean toward him, taking a chance at the NFL. I mean,
I think so.
but
Like,
like you said, I do think someone will pick him in the late round, or if not, I think he'll definitely get an undrafted free agent deal, and
yeah, I mean,
someone's going to take a chance on him because of the arm talent.
and here's the thing: if he stays in
They don't want to
college,
risk a
is he
draft
is
capital.
is he really going to change anyone's mind next season if he
I
stays in
mean, we don't
college?
necessarily have much help coming on the way, as far as, unless Dabo decides to dip into the transfer portal and
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
get some dudes in the wide receiver room. I don't. Yeah, I mean,
that's a
I
that's
don't
a
think that
big
next
that's a
season
big
is going to
if,
necessarily. Yeah,
right? That's a big
yeah.
if.
That's a huge if.
Yeah.
Um,
If
you know,
it, if anything, we're losing some dudes
yeah,
on the in the out of the receiver room. So
right. So. I mean, unless Dabo does something that would just unthinkable like that, I mean, I don't think much help is. I mean, the guys Clemson has in their current recruiting class. I mean, Noble Johnson. I mean, I like the receivers the two receivers that Clemson has in the class. Noble Johnson, I really like. I mean, I think he's a good player. I don't expect him to come in and make a huge impact right away. And Ronan Hannafin is the same way. I mean, they're fine, but there's not really any elite talent coming in at wide receiver that makes me think that, man, this guy's going to be a difference maker when he comes into Clemson, because that just hasn't been the case for Clemson's wide receiver recruiting over the last few years. So, if he were to to choose to come back, I don't see much changing. I don't how much better does he get? I don't know. So
Bryce says, name one NFL team DJ could help. Look, I'm not saying.
Right. That's not the only reason NFL teams draft. Like there are teams take flyers on guys that think that, hey, there might be some there if we hit on this guy, this could be a low risk, high reward type thing, and especially that's what people use those late round picks for.
Yeah, especially if he's drafted super late in the NFL draft or he's on a free agent contract, they could just dump him at any time they want.
Right. I don't think anyone's drafting him to become their starting quarterback right away. We mean just like he's a project type guy, and it's like we can just have him on the back burner if he turns out to be something. Okay, that's great.
We'll hook him up with the quarterback coach. We'll kind of see how he develops. Maybe he'll make some GM out there is like, maybe DJ will make me a genius. Look, Tom Brady. Look, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. By no means. I don't think he ever will be. But there's NFL GMs out there. They're always looking for that diamond in the rough, that one dude that they drafted super late or picked up on an undrafted free agent contract that developed into a dude. There's always teams out there looking for it. And with DJ's size and arm strength, he'll get a shot. He'll definitely get a shot. Dabo has repeatedly said things about DJ graduating early and without saying it suggests he's not around after this year. Yeah, I hear you.
It does seem like the plan is for him to. And when DJ was, he's like, I'm not really like that, but it's like, I think he's gone.
It's always been the plan. I think that was the plan when DJ was, recruited. Just like, when we recruited Deshaun Watson, we expected him to be here for 3 years. When we recruited Trevor Lawrence, we expected him to be here for 3 years, right? I think the same thing went into DJ's recruitment. And I think that's kind of how they structure their recruitment of quarterbacks is, I expect this dude to be here for this long. So we'll see what happens with it. Oh, sorry.
I got it. Sorry. Let me put come on. One of the worst D1 quarterbacks? What?
No, sir. No, he's not.
All right. The hyperbole, that's got to be hyperbole. That's not true. He's not one of the worst D1 quarterbacks. Nothing stats anything that backs that up.
Yeah,
he is definitely not. He's a definitive step down from a lot of the elite quarterbacks in college football right now. But he's not one of the worst D1 quarterbacks. His production doesn't indicate that. His talent doesn't indicate that. That's not true. Okay? We're just that's ridiculous. We don't. He's no CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, but he's. I mean, he's a fine Power 5 starting quarterback. He's fine.
Yeah,
but he's not one of the worst. He's not one of the worst. Come on.
Let's pretend like if he transferred from Clemson today, like don't pretend like there'd be no teams out there looking to take him on their team, because there would be a lot of teams. Not saying he's, this game-changing, Heisman-winning, first, second, third round pick type of quarterback. We're not saying that at all. But he is a serviceable quarterback. And what people don't realize is the NFL looks more at measurables. Yes, do they look at what you did in the college game? Absolutely. Of course they do. But they will look at measurables and be like, we might be able to develop this dude. DJ's a massive QB. He's huge. He's a big guy, and he's got a cannon of an arm.